Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. We got some 1961 Milwaukee Braves on the channel here for you. It is June 24th, 1961, and the Chicago Cubs are traveling to Milwaukee to take on the Braves. Starting lineup for this visiting Chicago Cubs is leading off playing center field Al Heist. Batting second playing left field is Billy Williams. Batting third playing third, Ron Santo. Batting fourth, playing right field, is George Altman. Batting fifth, playing shortstop, is Andrew Rogers. Batting sixth, playing first base, is Eddie Brochy. Batting seventh, doing the catching, is Sammy Taylor. Batting eighth, playing second base, is Jerry Kendall. And batting ninth, doing the pitching for the Chicago Cubs, is Glenn HOBBIE. And your starting lineup for the hometown Milwaukee Braves. Leading off, playing center field, is Gino Clemente. Batting second, playing second, Frank Boland. Batting third, playing third, Eddie Matthews. Batting fourth, playing right field, Hank Aaron. Batting fifth, playing left field, Frank Thomas. Batting sixth, playing first base, is Joe Adcock. Batting seventh, doing the catching, is Joe Torre. Batting eighth, playing shortstop, is Roy McMillan. Batting ninth and doing the pitching for the Milwaukee Braves, Tony Colono. Now let's get down to the game, folks, and get this thing started here in Milwaukee. Hey, Tim. And here's the pitch to Heist. And that ball is hit down to Eddie Matthews. Easy grounder for Eddie. He fires over to Joe Adcock. One down here in the first. Brings up Billy Williams. Here's the pitch to Williams. And that ball is hit in the center field. Gino's got room out there. 2 up and 2 down. Ron Santo's up now. And that is ball 4. Take your base. Ron trots on down the first with 2 outs here in the first. That'll bring up George Altman. And George is going to blast that ball down the first baseline. And Santo is on his horse, folks. And he's rounding third. He's coming home on that double by Altman. And the Cubbies with 2 outs get a rally started here, folks, and take a 1-0 lead. Looked like Tony was cruising through this first inning. That brings up Andy Rogers now with Altman down at second. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. But the Cubbies score 1 on the double. We go to the bottom of the first. It's Cubs 1. Braves due up the bat here. See if the Braves can come back here and get on the scoreboard and at least tie this game up. Here we go. Gino's up the bat. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. So how about that? Gino gets on board. Gets the lead runner on. Set up the big boys here, hopefully. Here's Frank Boland. Here's the pitch to Frank. And that's going to be 2 balls and no strikes on Frank. See what he can do with this 2-0 count. And he drives that ball down the shorts, down the second. Kendall's got it. Fires over to Rogers, who fires over the Brochy. 4-6-3. That's a rally killer, folks. Now there's 2 outs and nobody on for Matthews. Here's the pitch to Eddie. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. So the Braves do nothing with the leadoff single. We go to the top of the second. It's still 1-0 Cubbies. You got Brochy, Taylor, and Kendall due up here for the Cubbies. And that ball is swung on and missed. Brochy goes down swinging. That's 2 strikeouts in a row by Tony. Here's the pitch to Sammy Taylor. And that ball is hit in the center field. Gino gets on his bicycle, catches up with it. Quick 2 outs again, but that's what happened in the first. See if he can get out of this inning now. Here's Kendall. And that's a pop up behind home plate. Joe Torres has got that all the way. So 1, 2, 3 go to Cubbies. Go to the bottom of the second. Chicago Cubs 1. Milwaukee Braves nothing. Aaron, Thomas, and Adcock due up here for the Braves. Here's the pitch to Hank. And that's a base hit in the right field. So again, the Braves get the lead off batter on. See what they can do this time. Here's Frank Thomas with Henry down at first. And that is 2 balls and no strikes on Frank. Tell me if you heard this before. Here's the 2-0 count with Aaron down at first. And that is swung on and missed, strike 3. Comes back from a 2-0 count to strike Frank out. 1 down here now for Joe Adcock with Henry at first. And that ball is driven in the right field. Hank's going to motor on down the third. We got first and third now, folks, with 1 out. For the other Joe Torre. See if he can drive Aaron in from third here with Adcock down at first. And that is a fly ball to center field. Is it deep enough? Yes, it is. That is a sacrifice fly. Hank will score and tie this game up, folks. 2 outs now with Joe Adcock down at first for McMillan. See if he can keep this game inning alive here for the Braves. No, he shoots that ball down the short. And Rogers will go the long way over to first. That'll end the inning. But the Braves score 1 on the sacrifice fly and tie this game up. You go to the top of the third, 1 apiece. Hobbie, Heist, and Williams due up here for the Cubbies. Cool. Yeah, Tim says his wife and his sister-in-law is going to go see Pink at the Fenway Park. We got a swing and a miss by Hobbie. 1 out. Brings up Heist. Heist grounded out to third his first time up. And he's going to pop this up behind home plate. Joe Torres has got it. That's a quick 2 outs again here in the third. Brings up Billy Williams. Billy flew out to center his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field this time. So 1, 2, 3 goes to Cubs. We go to the bottom of the third. The game's still 1-1. We got the bottom part of the order. Tony Colingno, Gino, and Bolin due up here for the Braves. Let's see what they can do. Can Tony help his own cause? No, he hits that ball back to Glenn. He underhand tosses it to first. 1 out. Here's Gino. Start the game off with a single. And got wiped out on a double play. Let's see what happens here. And Gino hits that ball in the left field. And Billy Williams makes his first put out of the game. It's a quick 2 outs for the Braves. Here's Frank Bolin, who hit into that 4-6-3 double play his first time up. And he pops this ball up in the infield. Who wants it? Rogers is calling for it. Out there at short. He makes the catch. 1, 2, 3 goes to Braves. We get to the top of the fourth. Cubs 1, Braves 1. We got the heart of the lineup due up here for the Cubbies. Santo, Altman, and Rogers. Here's the pitch to Ron. He had that walk the first time up. And he's going to get a single in the left this time. First leadoff batter to get on for the Cubs. And brings up George Altman. He doubled in the first inning to score Ron. Here's the pitch to George. And I don't know if Tony did that on purpose, but he hit George. Now, I don't know how smart it is, but that's first and second with nobody out. That brings up Andy Rogers now. And that ball is hit down to second. And Frank's calling everybody off. Infield fly rules in effect, and that's 1 out. Brings up the first baseman, Ed Broshi. Let's see if the Braves can get a double play and get out of this mess. And that ball is hit back to Tony. He fires down to McMillan at second. He fires over to Joe Adcock. That's your 1-6-3 double play, folks. Braves turn it. And the Cubbies leave 2-1. So we go to the bottom of the fourth. It's still 1-1. We got Matthews, Aaron, and Thomas due up here for the Braves. Let's see if they can make some noise. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. Easy play for Kendall. 1 out. Brings up Henry Hank Aaron. He is 1 for 1. He scored the first time. And that is a fly ball in the left field. Billy Williams near the line makes the catch. 2 outs. Brings up Frank Thomas now. Frank is 0 for 1, struck out his first time up. And he hits this ball down to Rogers at short. Easy play, and 1-2-3 goes the Braves. We go to the fifth. It's still a 1-1 game, folks. We got Taylor, Kendall, and Hobbie due up here, the bottom part of the Cubbies lineup. Here's the pitch to Sammy. And that is ball 4, take your base. So they get the lead runner on. Brings up Kendall. Nobody out here. And that is a single in the left. And Taylor, with that great catcher speed, will stop at second. So we got first and second now with nobody out. And Hobbie's going to try to bunt here, I think. He is a good hitting pitcher, though. Maybe he's not going to bunt. Well, they're going to take the bunt sign off. He's only hitting a 0.54 on the year, but got the runner already in scoring position, so they're going to let him swing away. And that ball is hit down the third, and maybe they should have had him bunt, because that's your old 5-4-3 around the horn double play, folks. So now there's 2 outs with Taylor down at third for Heist. Heist is 0 for 2. He's grounded out the third his first time and popped up to the catcher. And this time he hits that ball back to Tony. Tony's busy this inning. He goes over to first and gets out of the mess again. Sure, the Cubbies leave 1. I don't know how many times he can keep pitching around all that. We go to the bottom of the fifth. We got Adcock, Torrey, and McMillan due up here. Can the Braves break this deadlock? That's a swing and a miss. Strike 3 on Joe Adcock. 1 down. Here's Joe Torrey now. Joe is 0 for nothing. He's walked his first time up. Sorry about that. And that's going to be ball 1 on him this time. 1-0 count. Can he take advantage of it? He sure does, folks. He gets that ball and lifts it in the left field for a single. Joe Torrey's aboard here with the go-ahead run. Brings up McMillan. See if Matt can get him over. And no, he doesn't. That ball is hit down the short. Rogers up with it. Over to Kendall. Over to Broshi. And that'll end the inning. 6-4-3 style. We go to the top of the sixth. It's knotted up at 1. You got Billy Williams, Santo, and George Altman duel up here for the Cubs. Let's see if Tony can get out of this inning with no run scoring. And that's going to be a ball hit down the first. Adcock's up with it. Tosses it over to Tony covering. 1 out. Ron Santo up now. Ron is 1 for 1. He's walked and scored. And that ball is hit down to Eddie Matthews, so they're finally going to get him out. Eddie fires over to Joe Adcock. 2 outs here. Brings up George Altman, who's got the only RBI for the Cubbies with that double. He's 1 for 1, and he's also walked. And this ball is hit down to Frank at second. Frank's got it. Tosses it over to Adcock. 1, 2, 3 goes to Cubbies. We go to the bottom of the 6th. We got the pitcher up first, Tony Colano, and then you got Gino and Bolin. Let's see if he can help his own cause and get on base here, folks. Tony's pitching a good game. He lifts that ball in the left field, but Billy's camped under it and makes the catch. 1 out. Gino's 1 for 2. He's singled and flown out the left. And he gets a hold of this one off of GLEN. And he hits that ball in the right field, folks, for another single. And he's aboard now with 1 out for Frank Bolin. I think we're going to try to get the runner moving here. Make the Cubbies react here instead of setting back. We're going to do a hit and run. Here's the pitch to Frank. And Frank gets a hold of this ball, folks. And he drives that ball into right field. And Gino's going to motor on down the third. We got first and third for the big boys. So here we go with first and third for Eddie Matthews. Eddie's 0 for 2, hitting .314 on the year with 16 home runs and 53 RBIs. Let's see if he can get the Braves on top here. And that ball is deep. That ball is back. That ball is gone, gone, gone. 3-run homer over the right field fence, folks. And Eddie Matthews just gives the Braves a 4-1 lead just like that. How about that? GLEN was rocking through this game through 5. And all of a sudden, he's running into trouble here in the 6th. They go out and talk to him. Cubbies ain't got much of a bullpen, but they'll get some guys up out there. As Hank Aaron comes up with 1 out and nobody on now. Hank is 1 for 2. He's batting .343 on the year, folks, with 13 home runs and 47 RBIs. And this ball is back, and going. How about back-to-back home runs, folks? That ball is hit over right field. And the Braves all of a sudden have turned the power on. And it is now 5-1. Shoo. And the Cubbies are going to make a move, I think. Let's see. Yeah, they're going to make a move here. See who they're going to bring in. I can say their bullpen ain't that great. So it's either going to be Don Elston or James Brewer. They're going to bring Brewer in here, folks. Well, no, they'll go with Elston. Go with Don Elston. Just in case they get to the pitcher spot. No pitch hit for Elston then. Yeah, crazy, ain't it, Tim? Looked like he was breezing through this game. He'll be facing Thomas here and Joe Adcox with one out. Here's the pitch to Joe Adcox. Can we have back to back to back? That ball is hit deep, 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 but Billy's got it short of the wall. That's 2 outs as Frank Thomas flies out. That brings up Joe Adcock. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. And Joe's hitting .268 on the year. And he hits that ball in the left field. And again, Billy makes the catch. And that'll end the inning. But the Braves score 4 on 2 big home runs. A home run by Matthews, the 3-run homer, and a solo shot by Henry, the Hammer, Aaron. We got Rogers, Broshi, and Taylor due up here for the Cubs against Tony. Here's the pitch to Rogers. And that is going to be a ball hit back to the mound. Tony doesn't help his own cause as he throws that ball into the freaking atmosphere. It bounces around, and Rogers is going to find himself the whole way down to second. So we got an E1, 2-base error. Now with Broshi up and Rogers in scoring position. And he walks Ed. So just like that, Tony's trying to let him back in the game, folks. It's first and second and nobody out. And that's going to get the Braves bullpen up and moving. And we got Taylor up. The catcher, can they get a double play here? Help Tony out. That's a fly ball in the right field. Is that going to be deep enough to get Rogers over to third? No, as Aaron comes charging in, makes the catch. They're not going to test his arm. So there's 1 out and runners on first and second for Kendall. Got Rogers down at second, Broshi at first. Here's the pitch to Kendall. Kendall's 1 for 2. And he gets a hold of this one off of Tony. Squares it up, folks. And he drives that ball into the gap there in left field. And Rogers will score. And Broshi will stop at second. We still got first and second now, but it's a 5-2 ball game. No pitch hit for Don. That's why we brought him in. See who they're going to bring in as a pitch hitter here. Are they going to bring Ashburn in or Will? I think they're going to bring Ashburn in. Yeah, they're going to bring Whitey Ashburn in to pitch hit with first and second and 1 out. Where's Ashburn at? There's Richie. All right, here's the pitch to Richie. And that ball is hit down to second. High pop up. Frank Bolin, the infield fly rule's in effect. Frank makes the catch, though. And that is 2 outs. Brings up Heist now. Here's the pitch to Al. And he hits that ball down the short. And he'll go the easy way the second. And that'll end the threat. But the Cubbies score 1. We go to the 7th inning stretch, folks. And the Cubbies are going to bring out Brewer here to pitch. And Jim will be facing Joe Torres, McMillan, and probably a pinch hitter here for Tony. So up comes Joe Torres. Joe is 1 for 1. See what he can do here, folks. Got to sacrifice flies the other time at bat. He hits this ball down the second. And Kendall's got it. He fires over the first. 1 out. Brings up McMillan now with nobody on. And that ball is lifted in the right field. Easy play for Altman. And that's a quick 2 outs. Like I say, that'll be all for Tony. He pitched a good game. Only giving up 2 runs on 4 hits. See who the Braves will bring in here to pitch hit. I think they're going to bring the Hawk in to pitch hit Taylor. Tony Hawk. I know it's Taylor. Okay. There he is. Nobody on for Taylor. Let's see if he can keep this inning alive. And he does, folks. He gets a base hit in the left field. So Taylor gets aboard here and brings up the top of the order. For Gino, let's see if Gino can keep this going here against Brewer. Gino's 2 for 3. He's singled, flown out the left, and had that other single. And they have a 2-ball and no strike count. Oh, no, you don't. Sorry about that, folks. That ball is hit back down the first. And Ed Broshie's got it. He tosses it over to Brewer covering, and that'll end the inning. The Braves need a pitcher here for the 8th. Is Don going to come out here for a 2-inning save? Let's see when the last time guys pitched here. That's exactly what they're going to do. Don hasn't pitched in a while, so he's going to come out here for a 2-inning save. He'll be facing a harder lineup, too, here in the 8th. Williams, Santo, and Altman. So I think it's a good time to bring him in. Here's the pitch to Billy. And that ball is hit down to second. That's an easy play for Bolin. 1 out here in the 8th. Brings up Ron Santo now. And that ball is hit down to short. Max got it. Quick 2 outs here for Don in the 8th. Brings up George Altman. George has doubled in this game, folks. And he gets a single in the right field off of Don. Keeps the inning alive here for the Cubbies. We got a runner on at first. 2 outs here for Andy Rogers. Here's the pitch to Andy. Andy is 0 for 3 today. And that's ball 4. Don's trying to create a mess here with 2 outs. First and second now for Ed Broshie. Here's the pitch to Ed. Ed's 0 for 2 with a walk. And that ball is swung on and missed. Don comes back and gets a strikeout to end this inning. So the Cubs leave 2 on. We go to the top of the 9th. We got Bolin, Matthews, and Aaron due up here against Brewer. Brewers due up 3rd here, so they love to see him get out of this 8th inning here. I think I said the 9th. It's the bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch to Frank Bolin. And Frank squares this one up, folks. And he drives that ball into right field. Back goes Altman, and home run Frank Bolin. How about that, folks? Frank Bowling puts the Braves up 6-2 here with nobody out in the eighth. Brewer's hanging his head. That'll get some action up in the bullpen, but the Cubbies don't want to go there. Here's Eddie Matthews, and Eddie swings and misses. Brewer bounces back after the long home run by Bowling. Brings up Hank Aaron. Henry's 2 for 3 with a home run. And that's going to be a single in the left field. Hank's having a damn good game, folks. So you got Henry down at first for Frank Thomas. Frank's 0 for 3 today. He's struck out, grounded out, and flown out. And he's going to get a single in the center field. And Aaron's going to stop at second. And that's going to be it for Brewer, folks. First and second, 1 out. Cubbies are going to go to the bullpen. They didn't want to, but let's see who they're going to bring out here. We've got 2 righties due up. Of course, that's all the Cubbies have in the bullpen is 2 righties. So Joe's going to come on in here, the pitch, try to get out of this 8th inning. Like I say, he's due up 3rd. So his job is just to get 2 outs here, folks. First and second now for Joe Adcock. Here's the pitch to Adcock. And that's just what they wanted. That ball is hit down the short. Sorry, hit down the second. Kendall's got it over to Rogers, over to Broshi. 4-6-3 double play. And that ends the inning, folks. But the Braves score 1 on the Frank Bowling home run. It's 6-2. And we got the bottom part of the Cubs lineup. Taylor, Kendall, and a pitch hitter due up here in the 9th. Well, we see some 9th inning magic. Here is Sammy Taylor. He is 0 for 2 with a walk. And that ball is popped up behind home plate. Easy play for Joe Torre. 1 out. That brings up Mr. Kendall now. And that ball is popped up on the infield. Who's calling for it? It's Mr. Matthews wants it. He's got it. That'll be 2 outs here in the 9th. Who are they going to bring up here to pitch hit against Don? It might be Will. Yep. They're going to try to will this game on with Mr. Will. Bob Will can will it through here. There's Bob. Cubbies are down to their last out here. And that ball is hit into center field for a base hit. Gino was charging, couldn't quite get to it. Pulled up, takes it on the bounce. The Cubbies are still alive, folks. Brings up the top of the order now, Heist. 1 on, 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Heist. And he squares this up, and all of a sudden the Cubbies are making some noise, folks. And that's going to be a double down the first base line. And Will's going to score. And all of a sudden they cut the lead in half. It's 6-3 Cubbies. That brings up Billy Williams now. With Heist down at second, they go out and talk to Don rather, and he says he's cool. He can get the last out. Here's the pitch to Billy. And that ball is hit in the deep center field. Gino races back near the wall and makes the catch, folks. Billy gave it a ride, but the ballpark held it. And the Braves win 6-3. Let's go to the box score. Nice job by Don getting out of that mess. Holding the Cubbies to 1 run in the 9th. We got the Cubs 3 runs on 7 hits and no errors. The Braves 12 hits on 12, 6 runs on 12 hits. Get it right, sure. 6 runs on 12 hits and an error. George Altman was the man for the Cubbies. He was 2 for 3 with a double and an RBI. Kendall had a good game hitting wise, 2 for 4. Cubbies left 8 on. In the top of the order, look at that for the Braves. Gino 2 for 4, Bolin 2 for 4, and Hank Aaron 3 for 5. You had Bolin, Matthews, and Aaron all hitting home runs too, folks. They turned on the power, that's for sure. The Braves only left 3 guys on, so they took advantage of every opportunity they had. GLEN went 5 1/3, gave up 8 hits, 5 runs, struck out 3 in the 2 home runs. Elston came in and pitched 2/3 of an inning, did a good job. Brewer came on, gave up 4 hits and 1 1/3 innings, 1 run, a strikeout, and a home run to Bolin. And then Schofield came in 2/3 of an inning and shut the door, but the game was done by then, folks. Tony pitched a heck of a game and gets the win for the Braves. 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, only 1 of them earned. Walked 3, struck out 3. And Don came in and got a 2-inning save here. 3 hits, 1 run, walked 1, and struck out 1. Let's go to some fast play. I think we only got like 3 games here in the National League. Yep. We got the Dodgers traveling to Cincinnati to take on the Reds. Sandy Koufax going for the Dodgers in this game. And the Dodgers lose. The Reds beat the left hand of God, folks. The Dodgers 2 runs on 9 hits and an error. The Reds 3 runs on 7 hits and no errors. The Battle of Pennsylvania, you got the Phillies traveling to Pittsburgh. Take on the Pirates. See who wins the Battle of Pennsylvania. And on this day, the Pirates own Pennsylvania. The Phillies 5 runs on 9 hits and no errors. The Pirates 6 runs on 14 hits and 3 errors. And the last game here in the National League is the Giants traveling to St. Louis to take on the Cardinals. You got a young Bob Gibson going up against Lee May. And the young kid gets blasted. 9 runs on 13 hits for the Giants. The Cardinals 2 runs on 11 hits and an error. And it says that Willie Mays was 2 for 4 with 2 home runs and 5 RBIs. He single-handedly beat the Cardinals, that's for sure. Sure. Oh, thank you, Tim. Appreciate it. Let's take a look at the standings here after the 24th of June. Got the Braves holding a 4-game lead over the Reds. Cardinals are 4.5 games back. The Giants are 6 games back. The Chicago Cubs fall to 8 games back. The Dodgers and the Pirates are both 10 games back. And the Lonely Fields are 17.5 games back. Let's take a look here at the batting leaders and all. George Altman's got the average right now, leading the league with a 354. Willie Mays takes over the home run lead with those 2 home runs over his teammates Felipe Alou and Orlando Cepeda. Eddie Matthews with that home run trying to keep pace. He's got 17. Orlando Cepeda's leading the league in RBIs. Eddie Matthews is right behind him with 56, and you got Gene Freeze in between them. Let's take a look at the pitchers here in the National League. You got the Reds pitching staff dominating. You got 2 out of the top 3 there, don't they? Sure. Warren Spahn is 4th in the league with a 2.66 ERA. Him and Jay are leading the league with 9 wins apiece, him and Warren Spahn. And Don just picked up his 15th save, folks. Leading the league in MVP voting right now is Cepeda over Matthews. And Spawn's got the Cy Young votes right now over Joey J. I want to thank Tim D for stopping here in Milwaukee and watching the game. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. It don't cost you nothing. It just lets me know you like what's being shown. Hit that bell so you get reminders and know what's going on. And on your way out of Milwaukee, hit that like button and leave a comment. Until next time, y'all take care and have a great day.